friends. This is Knowledge Terminal. Today's topic is Venus and Mars. Please like and comment. Please subscribe. So let's begin. First section, we'll do some map pointing on USA map. On the top left, we have Washington with the capital Olympia. On the bottom right, we have Florida with the capital Tallahassee. And near the center, there is one state called Utah with the capital Salt Lake City. These three states with three capitals for today. In the next section, we'll do map pointing on world map. Now, in this video, we'll concentrate on South America, the continent of South America. So, three countries are shown. They are Peru with the capital Lima, Chile with the capital Santiago, Uruguay with capital Montevideo. So for today, we have these three countries. Please try to remember the locations of the three countries and the capitals. In the next section, we'll talk about some historical events of USA. In the first week of August 1492, Columbus started his voyage from Spain in three ships, namely Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. They landed in one of the Bahamian Islands on the west of USA. Actually, Columbus was trying to prove that he can reach India by sailing west from Europe. So that's why he thought that those islands were India. Hence, the group of islands near Bahamian Islands came to be known as West Indies, and the people residing there came to be known as Indians. Later, they came to be known as Red Indians. Most important events of American history is the Civil War, which took place between 1861 to 1865. Here, the Union in the North, under Abraham Lincoln, proclaimed to support the Constitution. They wanted to do away with the slavery. However, the Confederate States in the South advocated for states' right to uphold slavery. This resulted in war, and at the end of the war in 1865, the North Union won, and this led to the dissolution of Confederate States and the abolition of slavery. In the next section, we'll talk about some historical event on outside USA. So, 13.7 billion years ago, Big Bang took place. This Big Bang led to the formation of the present-day universe. From a very high density and high temperature state, universe expanded to the present form, and it is still expanding. Two major world wars took place. First World War took place between 1914 and 1918. It was fought between the Central Powers and the Allies. The Central Powers consisted of Germany, Austria, Hungary, Ottoman Empire, Bulgaria, and in the Allies, there were France, United Kingdom, Russia, Italy, Japan, United States. Ultimately, the Allies won, and this led to the dissolution of continental empires in Europe, including Germany, Russia, Turkey, Austria-Hungary, and also this led to the formation of Soviet Union. November Revolution also took place. In section 5, we'll talk about the topics. First, we'll talk about Venus. Venus is the second planet from Sun. It is in the middle of Mercury and Earth. It is some of the facts about Venus.
Named after Roman goddess of love. It is the third brightest natural object in the sky, after the Sun and Moon. Venus is the planet in the solar system most similar to Earth but smaller, about 95% the width of the Earth, and has 80% the Earth's mass. Earth's sister planet. Surface temperature is 460 Celsius, that's 860 F, hot enough to melt lead. Even though Mercury is closer to the Sun, Venus is way hotter, runaway greenhouse effect. Its air is almost entirely composed of carbon dioxide, and atmospheric pressure on Venus is a crushing 92 times that of Earth's. It rains sulfuric acid, too, but it's so hot the drops evaporate before hitting the ground. Sulfur dioxide is a popular molecule there, and clouds form from sulfuric acid. One day on Venus is about 243 Earth days. It rotates slowly at its equator. Not only that, but the planet spins backwards. Retrograde motion. Venus has no moon. Venus is the most spherical of all the planets. Because it rotates so slowly, it doesn't bulge out at the equator from centrifugal force like Earth does. Under international agreement, surface features on Venus, mountains, plains, craters, and so on, are all named after women or goddesses of various cultures. Venus is the same size as Earth, but with a super thick atmosphere. Tremendous volcanic activity ages ago resurfaced the entire planet, and it still may be active today. Venus transits the way the orbits of Venus and Earth align. They happen in pairs separated by 8 years, but then don't happen again for over a century. The Soviet Union's Venera 3 was the first man-made craft to land on Venus in 1966.
Now we'll talk about Mars. Mars is the fourth planet from Sun. It is between Earth and Jupiter. Mars fact.
The Red Planet was once thought to be the god of war. It's colder than us, too, with an average surface temperature of about 60 below 0 Celsius. Only about half the size of Earth. It's red because it's rusty. The dust is rich in iron that's oxidized, forming rust. The dust coats a lot of the surface, giving it a butterscotch or ochre coloring, and also gets blown into the atmosphere. It left behind a vast basin near the north pole of the planet, which filled with lava. Topographic maps show the northern hemisphere has much lower elevations than the southern, and can be depressed by several kilometers. Walking from the south to the North Pole is essentially all downhill. Another large feature is the Tharsis Bulge, a huge plateau that's home to the 4 biggest volcanoes on Mars and the largest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons. Mars doesn't have plate tectonics today, but there's evidence it once did. Tharsis was probably over a hot spot, a plume of hotter material rising up through the planet's mantle. Valles Marineris, a canyon discovered when the Mariner 9 probe orbited Mars in the 1970s. It's a gigantic crack in the surface of Mars, 4,000 kilometers long, 200 kilometers wide, and 7 kilometers deep. That's 10 times longer and 10 times wider than the Grand Canyon. Unlike the Grand Canyon, Mars has an atmosphere, but it's thin. Pressure at the surface is less than 1% of Earth's, and the air is mostly carbon dioxide. Mars has 2 moon-small, potato-shaped rocks named Deimos and Phobos. Phobos is about 25 kilometers across, and Deimos just. It has frozen water at the poles and at the mid-latitudes of Mars. Pieces of Mars have been found on Earth. Mars experiences huge dust storms, the largest in our solar system. This is due to the elliptical shape of the planet's orbit path around the Sun. The orbit path is more elongated than many of the other planets, and this oval-shaped orbit results in fierce dust storms that cover the entire planet and can last for many months. The orbit of Mars is the most eccentric of the 8 planets. This means it is the least circular orbit path of the planets. Mars was once very wet. There's tons of evidence for flowing water on the surface long ago, including dry riverbeds, dry lakes, sedimentary layers, and minerals we know need water to form. There's even evidence Mars.
In the last and the final section, we'll discuss some quiz questions. Here are 5 questions. Of the 1. Who is the writer of Harry Potter series? Question 2. What part of the body produces insulin? Question 3. What is the science of colors called? Question 4. Who invented microwave? Question 5. Who's the first Nobel laureate of USA? Get the answer in the comment section. That's it for today. Please like and comment. Please subscribe. See you till next video.